but welcome back.
Thank you.
I in thinking about this convo last night, a question popped into my head, and it seemed like such a basic, simple question, but it was, how did lionfish get to our waters and other places to begin with? I mean, how did they even get here? If it's an invasive species,
Yeah.
it is a problem,
Yes.
or it's becoming a problem, or it is a problem. You will obviously correct me and clarify. But how did they get here?
Well, that's a really, really good question. And there's no one right answer. But let me see if I can paint you a fairly accurate portrait. The Spy Who Loved Me,
Right.
James Bond movie, classic. Yeah, it's been parodied. The Spy Who Shagged Me,
Yeah,
Austin Powers.
yeah.
Yeah. That was really the Finding Nemo of the lionfish story. Because a lot of people know that in the movie Finding Nemo, the animated classic, if you will, new classic, actually had a pretty negative knock-on effect for clownfish. Clownfish started to become overharvested because they became incredibly popular
Pets.
in the aquarium pet trade because of this movie Finding Nemo.
Wow.
Everybody wants a clownfish in their saltwater aquarium. And the thing was, with The Spy Who Loved Me, James Bond was actually tasked with the mission of finding the identity of this strange venomous fish by the Bond villain that he was actually, against.
Right.
And the lionfish, was a feature of the movie. And everyone remembers this, venomous, tiger striped, exotic looking creature. And everyone wanted a lionfish. So they became very popular in the saltwater aquarium pet trade, particularly in the United States.
Right.
And so the lionfish are endemic to the Indo-Pacific Ocean.
Right. I did read that.
That's where they're naturally occurring. That's their natural range. And they're not migrators. They don't travel on ocean currents in order to feed in different areas. They stay in a particular place.
So they didn't swim here.
They did not swim here. They live on coral reefs. And that's one of the reasons that even though they're from the Indo-Pacific, they do very well here in the tropical Atlantic because we have coral reefs. But the lionfish made their way here via the aquarium pet trade.
Wow.
However, there was an incident that was basically the catalyst of them becoming the most successful invasive alien species known to humankind.
The lionfish.
The lionfish are the most successful invasive alien species, apart from, I believe, the zebra mussel.
Okay.
Right? And the reason they became so successful is because they reproduce at an extremely high rate.
I was seeing that they could lay millions of eggs a year.
Yes. Now, in the Indo-Pacific Ocean, lionfish will lay 1 million eggs a year.
Right.
However, when they become invasive and they can eat all the food they want because they have no natural predators, then they overproduce. And so they have twice as many eggs. They produce 2 million eggs a year.
Wow.
In the tropical Atlantic. And this is all because they can eat as much as they want. There's nothing that poses any threat to them. None of the marine life that would predate them in the Indo-Pacific will predate them in the tropical Atlantic.
Because I was reading that like sharks, eels are their predators.
Groupers, snappers,
Right.
yes, barracuda,
Right.
Those are
And
their
even
predators.
and even we don't have that many barracudas in our waters that we used to.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we have barracuda here.
Right.
And the thing is, all of these predators that would normally prey on lionfish in the Indo-Pacific Ocean, they would not even recognize them. They do not recognize them as a prey item here in the tropical Atlantic because they have not been here for thousands of years
Right.
and they have not had an opportunity to
Understand that this is food.
exactly. So they don't even consider them to
Wow.
be food. The only way that you can get any fish to eat lionfish is when you're diving and you're hunting lionfish. You spare the lionfish, then you can actually get a barracuda or a moray eel to come and grab the lionfish off the spear. But that's just because they're bleeding or ranking,
Right.
as we say. And, you know, pretty much a predatory fish will eat anything that is bleeding or ranking.
Right.
You know, especially if you wave it around in front of them. But there's a misguided notion that we can train marine life in the tropical Atlantic to feed on lionfish, and that's not the case. You can train them like with a dinner bell type of stimulus, which is, you know, you go to a particular place, you go to a particular dive site, and when you hunt lionfish, you feed them to predatory fish in the area, and then you repeat this exercise on a regular basis. And then these fish become, for the lack of a better word, trained.
Right.
You know, they become conditioned. That's really what you're doing. And they will come and eat lionfish once you spare them. But you have not taught them that lionfish is on the menu.
Right.
They will not go around, and because they've developed a taste for lionfish, they'll start hunting lionfish normally. This will not happen. It takes, apparently, thousands of years for a new species to be naturally assimilated into a food chain
As prey.
as prey.
Because I would assume if you had they assimilate as predators easily, which is what the lionfish did
That's
itself.
exactly.
Because
Immediately.
it came here and it's a good hunter.
It's a stealth hunter. So
You wouldn't think so, considering it's
well,
massive with all these spines, and
well,
but that's probably
all
what
of
camouflage is.
That's a distraction.
Right.
That's to make them look like they're part of the reef. And that's why they hunt on the reef. They're specialized for hunting on the reef. The little juvenile marine tropical reef fish and reef invertebrates, they do not see them coming.
Wow.
Yeah. And what happens is they get too close, and all of a sudden the lionfish, it's a vacuum feeder, like a grouper. So it doesn't need big teeth. It just has little nubules that are almost like touching grip tape,
Right.
like Velcro. And once they open their mouths, they create a vacuum that sucks in the juvenile marine tropical fish, and they're gone in an instant. So you'll have like several lionfish will form a circle and corral a small school of juvenile marine tropical
And just vacuum
fish,
them in.
and then vacuum them in one by one, and the fish will not even realize that they're being eaten.
They just think it's part of like the ocean currents.
They just, all of a sudden, someone's gone. Like, hey, where did Bob go?
Right.
You know,
That's crazy.
it's crazy.
But we can eat lionfish.
now we can eat lionfish.
And I've heard, and I don't know if this was part of the marketing, but I've heard that lionfish tastes good. I've actually never had lionfish.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna fix that.
Right. Okay, good.
I'll make sure you get.
I like
lionfish,
fish.
Right?
I eat fish.
Good. Now the thing is, we can eat lionfish because we do not eat the venomous spines.
Right.
Right? Obviously, you know, if a barracuda eats a lionfish off the end of your spear, they crunch down on the venomous spines. Now, when venom injects into your bloodstream, that's when you get the effect of it, not when you ingest it.
Right.
Now, when we
Because that's venomous is when it can sting or bite you, but
Right.
poisonous is when you
poisonous
eat
is
it.
when you eat it.
Right. Got it.
Right? So when we catch a lionfish, us lionfish hunters, representatives of the Tobago Lion-fish Eradication Project,
Right.
we are very careful. And when we spare a lionfish, we put the lionfish immediately in a device called a zookeeper.
It's like a bag.
It's a canister
Right.
that keeps you safe. You don't
Oh, yeah,
get
you
stuck
can't put it
through
in a
the
bag.
mesh
That's true.
bag.
Yeah.
So we put it straight in the zookeeper, and then when we get onto the boat, we shake them out of the zookeeper into the cooler box with the ice, and transport them back to our cold storage facility, and then we process them. And the first thing we do is we clip off the venomous spines, and by so doing, we disarm the fish.
So the venom is only in the spine.
The venom is
There's no
only in
gland
the
on the
spines.
top of the body that.
There's no gland
Right. Okay.
that is on the top of the body that is activated when you push the spine down.
Not like a stonefish.
No, the venom is actually in the spines. So when you do get stuck by a spine, there is a sheath of it's basically skin.
Right.
There's a sheath of skin
That peels back
that
and the
peels
needle
back.
is exposed.
And the
So it's like a
needle is
stonefish.
exposed.
It's like a stonefish in that respect.
It is similar to a stonefish,
Right.
but it doesn't have the stonefish, because a stonefish lives on the ground.
Right.
It lives on the bottom of the ocean. So it's expecting to get
Stepped on.
stepped on. And if it's attacked from above, its spines will protect it. So if you step on a stonefish, the weight of your body pushes the spine up into you and pushes more venom into you because of the gland.
Right.
But in a lionfish, the spine is like a hypodermic needle. It's got grooves on the side, and that's where the venom is. So when you peel back the skin that is around the spine, the venom gets shot up through those grooves into whatever the spine has stuck. So lionfish have 18 venomous spines, right? They've got 13 on the dorsal, which is along the top.
Right.
Then they've got 2 on the ventral fins. On the leading edge of each ventral fin is a spine. And then you have 3 very short spines on the front of the anal fin.
Right.
Right? But the lionfish have very ornate pectoral fins, which they often use when they're corralling small invertebrate species and small marine tropical fish. And these very ornate pectoral fins are not harmful at all. There's no venomous spines in those.
Right.
Yeah. So we remove all of the spines, and then it's like working with a snapper or a grouper. You can hold clean it, you can fillet it, you can remove the skin, you can leave the skin on. The skin is very thin, like a grouper. So it's very, very good to eat lionfish in all of these forms. It's extremely tasty, and there's no special skill required other than basic fish cleaning skills. Because once you've removed the venomous spines,
It's a fish. It's
It's
a regular
just a
fish.
regular fish.
What is it? What can be compared to in terms of other fish,
Well,
taste or texture wise?
first of all, let me say what it cannot be compared to further illustrate this point, and it's a very important point. It cannot be compared to, for example, a puffer fish, which you need to be a highly trained chef who knows exactly
Where to take out that sack.
how to remove the gallbladder sac or whatever particular area has to be removed so that the person who eats the fish doesn't get sick or die from poisoning.
Right.
With lionfish, there's no skill there, and there's no similarity
Right.
between a lionfish and a pufferfish.
Once the spines are gone,
Once
it's
the
fine.
spines are gone,
Disarmed.
even if for some reason the spines were not gone.
The flesh itself
In
is
other
fine.
words, if you were to drink venom or eat venom, nothing would happen to you. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. No negative effects at all. You have to have it
Enter the bloodstream.
enter the bloodstream. Not necessarily intravenously. It can be
Subcutaneously.
But if you're bitten by the fangs of a snake or juked by the spine of a lionfish, then you get
It
venom
gets into your
introduced
body. Yeah.
into the bloodstream. And then it's very important to follow the necessary first aid, which is immersion in water that is approximately 45 to 50 degrees
Hot water.
centigrade. Yes, very hot water. Halfway to boiling.
What does that do?
That denatures the enzyme in the protein of the venom.
Very okay.
Right?
Right. That part I understand.
Renders it completely harmless.
My days of med school helped me.
There you
Still,
go.
they do
There
help
you
me.
go.
It wasn't a total waste.
Oh, good. So you just basically immerse the area that you've been affected, that you've been stuck by the spine. You immerse that area in, if we're on a boat and you don't have a thermometer, how are you going to get 45 to
Right.
50 degree? You basically boil water, fill half of the container with the boiling water and the other half of the container with normal temperature water.
And you'll get
that's basically
halfway there.
50 degrees, 45 degrees. And then you immerse the area, and you have to keep it immersed for half an hour to 45 minutes.
Yeah, definitely stay in front of you. Stay in front of this.
Yeah. Half an hour to 45 minutes, and then you're good to go.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
So what does it taste like?
Oh man,
Which fish does it taste like?
It's most similar to snapper.
So I was hoping that you would say that
Yes.
because that's my favorite fish to eat.
Well, if you like snapper, you will love lionfish.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So I'll wait for that sample that you dropped for me.
Absolutely.
But so then you mentioned that when you all capture these or catch these lionfish and you take them back to your facility, the cold storage facility.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a fish that's mainstream in the groceries yet or no?
Absolutely not.
So why not?
Okay.
If we have access to so many of them and it can presumably be a cheaper, I mean, not necessarily cheaper, but another option that is just as nutritious, just as good, just as tasty.
Yeah.
Plus, it has the positive effect of solving this invasive species problem. Plus, it will solve or could contribute to helping out other overfishing or it can offset fish importations, food and stuff like that, and USD. Why hasn't that happened yet?
That's such a good question. I think essentially it's a little bit more expensive to harvest lionfish than traditional fish.
There you go.
For example, we have to go scuba diving, and we have to cull them one fish at a time. We use the Hawaiian sling, the pole spear.
Right. Has the prongs.
Exactly.
Right. And you chuck it.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. At close range. And
Right.
the good thing is that the lionfish are not afraid of human predators either. They don't recognize predators.
Wow.
So you can get pretty close to them, and
Overconfidence is a bitch, eh?
that's right. There's a thin line between bravery and
Correct.
stupidity.
Correct.
Yeah. But I mean, lionfish in Tobago waters have often been shot at. Once a lionfish has been shot at, they do run a bit faster. We call it running.
Right.
Yeah, they do swim away a bit faster. Sometimes when you find lionfish that have not been shot at all, you can actually take a shot and miss and reload and go again, and the lionfish will hardly move.
Does it go into sport mode when it swims away? Does it like put away its
does.
needles and like
It does.
Right.
It
I'd
puts
have-
away its needles and it goes into sport mode, and
Right.
it wiggles away. But they're not very hydrodynamic fish. They're not built for speed.
right,
So they'll try and swim away fast and find a place to hide from you.
right? Because it's like a camouflage, a
They'll
distraction.
try to go into like a hole where you
Right.
can't reach them, in the reef.
Right, right,
Remember, they hunt entirely on the reef. Their whole life is on the reef. So there's a lot of structure. So when you miss a lionfish, they can easily get away from you,
right. Yeah.
But generally speaking, hunting lionfish is easy. And once you're a certified scuba diver, then you have access to it. But that's money that has to be spent.
Yeah.
We can't catch lionfish with line fishing because they do not go for smell. They don't go for rank. They're visual hunters. And we can't catch them with nets. So you have to go for specific lionfish trapping.
Right.
And that costs money because you have to build traps. Now, we have traditional fish pots that people use in Tobago. The fisher folk communities use fish pots, lobster traps.
Right.
And we have a modification of the fish pot, which we've been experimenting with, which has a cage. Inside of the cage that has marine tropical fish replicas that hover at neutral buoyancy, and so they are a visual attraction for the lionfish. But the reason that the traditional fish pots work is because the lionfish can see fish inside of them,
Right.
so they go in after them. And then there's a lionfish specific trap that was developed by a researcher called Gittins, Dr. Gittins, and he has his trap has been popularized. It works very well. It's very effective. It's called a purse trap, and so when it's deployed, it is not using bait. It's using a structure that attracts small fish. And once those fish have come and made the structure their home because they feel protected there, they can get away from anything. Bigger fish come to try and hunt them. And then bigger fish try to come and hunt the fish that are hunting the little fish, and then lionfish get interested.
Right.
And they come as well. So all of these different methods of trying to catch lionfish require,
A little bit more time,
a little
equipment.
bit more time, equipment, and at the moment, we work with the fisher folk who do the traditional fish pots, and so I buy lionfish from a lot of those fisher folk, or the fish pot fisher folk.
Right.
And then we have some of our own modified traps and some of our own Gittins purse traps as well. But it's on such a small scale because we haven't been able to build several traps and deploy them in different areas systematically.
It's not a widespread enterprise yet.
Well, the thing is, in order for it to be widespread, you need a buy-in.
You need an industry behind it.
Exactly.
Are lionfish all around the country?
All around Tobago.
Trinidad or Tobago?
Tobago is surrounded by coral reefs.
Right, yes.
And lionfish live on coral reefs.
Right.
Because that's where they find their food.
So they're all around Tobago.
All around Tobago. There are less lionfish in Trinidad because there's less coral reef in Trinidad.
right.
But there are an increasing number of lionfish in Trinidad as well. And the thing is, with an invasive alien species, a successful invasive alien species, they reproduce very quickly.
Right.
We already know how much what their capacity is when it comes to egg laying. I mean, they've doubled their egg laying capacity because they're invasive. So they're reproducing very quickly with no predators, and it's very difficult for the Tobago Lion-fish Eradication Project, which is myself and Simon Teixeira. We started this up in 2015, and lionfish had already been here since the mid to late 2000s. It's only because we try very hard to connect all of the different stakeholders. The fisher folk who do catch lionfish are now able to sell their lionfish to us.
Right.
And we are able to try and encourage people to buy lionfish. But we still have not reached the place where we can do massive promotional campaigns and really advertise lionfish. We also need to work slowly because people have to get their head around the fact that they're eating a venomous fish.
Right.
And they have to understand the difference between venom and poison and appreciate that there is no risk to them.
Right.
Then there's also...
It would be nice to get it into a restaurant.
Well,
like into restaurants and there's a dish, lionfish.
That is why the Tobago Lion-fish Eradication Project has been able to survive since 2015.
Right.
Because we sell lionfish.
Right.
So
curry lionfish and dumpling, man.
Man, let me tell you something. Remember that scene from Forrest Gump?
Which one?
When they're talking about shrimp?
Yeah.
Fried shrimp.
Yes. There's
shrimp
all kinds of ways to
gumbo.
eat lionfish.
Same thing for lionfish.
Right.
It's very it's very versatile. You can have lionfish pastels.
Right.
You can have lionfish wontons. You can have bacon lion.
Bacon lion.
Bacon lion.
You see?
And shark meat is not very good for you. In fact, the FDA does
Because of
not
the mercury.
approve the eating of shark meat by pregnant women.
So just
example.
quick sidestep.
Yeah.
when we go to Maracas and when we go in and the other places that serve bacon shark and shark and bacon thing, what are we eating?
Well,
I mean, I'm sure it's different fish
you
over
are
time, but
eating shark. You are eating stingray in many cases, which is like a shark substitute. A lot of the times, you're not necessarily getting shark.
yeah. Well, I thought that might be the
This
case.
is one of these rumors, but I don't want to be the one to point
No, yeah,
fingers
yeah,
because I have no evidence to back that claim up. However, if you eat a lionfish and bake sandwich and you eat a shark and bake sandwich, you would think to yourself, you know what? I don't need to eat shark again. I could eat the lionfish.
Right.
The problem is, shark. I mean, you could buy shark for $9 a pound. I pay $30 a pound
For
for
lionfish.
lionfish from hunters
Right.
who have had to go with scuba or free diving and bring them back. So I pay $30
So
per pound.
it is more expensive. Yeah.
Much more
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
And then I sell it at $40 per pound.
Right.
And I obviously cannot do all of the processing. So I stopped doing the processing in my backyard a good few years ago. And when we got the cold storage facility,
Right.
which is a processing facility, I partnered up with a fish processing specialist. And he does the lion's share of the lionfish processing. His name is Martino,
Right.
right? And he is a fisherman, and he's been cleaning fish all of his life. And he cleans the lionfish and he fillets the lionfish, and basically I then pay him $5 per pound
Right.
for his work. So I'm making a $5 per pound profit.
Right. Right.
And this is because what we're doing is essential.
As well. Yeah. Yeah. To get rid of these or to at least cut down the numbers as best as possible.
For food security for the nation, it is imperative that we try to control the lionfish population and prevent it from exploding. We can live with lionfish.
So if each lionfish are making, if each female lionfish is making millions of eggs a year,
Yeah,
presumably not all of those survive, but
exactly.
how much are we catching?
Well,
if you had to put it through a number out at how much lionfish are caught in Tobago, yeah,
we're scraping the tip of the iceberg.
right,
And scuba is a very ineffective, very inefficient way of doing it because it's one fish, one shot.
and a lot of equipment. And,
A lot of equipment. You're limited by depth, by time. You know, there's only so long you can be down there. And a lot of the lionfish go deeper than the scuba divers can go.
which means that traps are the way then.
Traps are the way. You know, but in order to get the traps to be effective, you've got to deploy them all over the place.
Right.
And you have to have scuba divers assisting in the deployment to make sure that the traps are in exactly the right spots. Because they have to be where the divers can't go as far as depth. However, they also need to be in areas that is good structure, good reef structure, where the currents are right, so that you know there's a lot of plankton coming through the reef,
Right.
eddying and being corralled in the reef structure, and then a lot of marine tropical fish feasting on these vast amounts of plankton. And then the lionfish come in, and they spend a lot of time in areas like this eating. And so if you put traps in areas like this that are too deep for divers to access, then you'll be catching a lot of lionfish. So you have to be very specific about where you're deploying the traps.
Well, my next question about the trap is, do other things get trapped by the same trap, or is this a lionfish specific trap?
Well, the good thing is the lionfish specific trap does not catch anything until you pull the trap up.
Right.
So there's no ghost fishing. You may catch other things that you can then throw right back in,
Right.
or use for other commercial uses, depending on the species and the size and the time of year, etc. Most people don't fish sustainably.
Right.
We developed a sustainable seafood initiative that piggybacked on the Lion-fish Eradication Project, just so that we'd be able to keep our heads proverbially above water.
Right, right.
You know, And so what we do is we do sustainable catch only. But when you're deploying these traps, it's important to get them in the right areas. It's important to get in the correct number of traps out there, and then make sure that they're checked on a regular basis. In order for this to work, you have to have enough demand for the lionfish
Right.
in the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
place,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Which is why I think it kind of starts preemptively, just thinking about it from an economic perspective.
Yeah.
I think it starts, I mean, obviously do what y'all are doing, but I think that the industry starts by getting Massey to say yes,
Yes,
we'll
this
take,
is
getting a couple
exactly
of
it.
restaurants to say yes, we'll put a lionfish dish on the menu
Not just that.
as part of the conservation of the rest of the reef.
Absolutely. Not just that, but it also requires support from corporate. It also requires support from the government.
Well, of course.
Because this is a matter of food security for the nation. Let me break it down to you like
Tell
this. Okay, so within 5 years, if we do not prevent the lionfish population from exploding, then it's very, very possible that the lionfish will be able to enact genocide, if you will, on the marine tropical fish populations
Right.
around Tobago and Trinidad.
Do we eat those marine tropical fish, or
No.
those are more? That's
No, we do not eat
that's
those
for
marine
reef
tropical
ecology.
Fish. Those are for reef
Right.
ecology. And the lionfish, I mean, they'll eat 4 or 5 fish every hour, and they will target mostly juveniles. So the reason I use the word genocide is because the infants may be safe and the adults may be safe, but the juveniles are the ones that are targeted. Any fish that will fit into a lionfish's mouth, any invertebrate that can fit in a lionfish's mouth is not safe. So within 5 years, if the population is allowed to, if the lionfish population is allowed to explode, then there will be such decimation of the marine tropical fish and invertebrate population on our reefs that then 5 years later, the reefs will no longer be able to survive because there's such a huge gap, and the fish that are there that are so integral in the symbiosis are not going to be able to support. So the coral is going to be completely overrun by algae, and the reef will die. 5 years later, the same thing is going to happen with the mangroves. And then 5 years after that, we in Trinidad and Tobago are no longer going to be able to harvest fish in our territorial waters. And we will essentially and ultimately become a nation that has to import fish.
Unless we 100% eat lionfish.
So what we need to do is encourage the government and the corporations to support
Yeah.
the Lionfish Eradication Project, or the Lionfish Population Control Project,
Yeah, yeah.
so that more people can access lionfish because it's not as expensive. More lionfish is harvested to make sure that we protect our fishing industry.
Yeah.
It is all about sustainability and food security.
Do lionfish eat like crabs and lobsters and
Everything.
things?
They eat crabs, they eat lobsters.
Oh, wow.
They eat anything.
I was just thinking they were just vacuuming in other fish, but it kind of
No,
makes sense now
yeah.
that they would eat other things.
Absolutely. And so in 15, 20 years' time, if we don't take this seriously now before the lionfish population is allowed to fully explode, then no more kingfish, no more snapper, no more dolphin, as in mahi-mahi, not flipper.
Yeah, yeah.
But you get me.
So you said they did the...
And
the-
of course, hang on,
Yeah.
before we go, when you have to import fish as a nation, immediately the price of fish
Yes.
triples,
Yeah.
the quality goes down significantly because it's had to
it's
be
because it's a profit. It's a
frozen,
profit business at that
imported.
point, and it's the lowest. However they can make the best
then-
profit.
And then we have to start looking at many communities on both islands that can no longer access affordable, high quality nutrition for their children, for their families. Now we're leaning on imported foods that are not as high quality, that have preservatives, instead of accessing one of the most amazing gifts, especially in the modern world, which is the ability
To
to
fish.
harvest healthy marine
Yeah.
life from your shores,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, we don't do industrial fishing. This is subsistence fishing. This is the way it should be done, and we're not going to be able to do that at all.
When did all this start?
This,
You said the Lionfish Eradication Project, you said that I'm assuming since 2015 it's
Yeah.
been around.
yeah.
What was the trigger that caused the organization to be formed in the first place?
Okay, Simon Teixeira, he is the architect, right? He's a good friend of mine, and a good friend of ours actually told me, look, you guys should put your heads together on this, because I'm a PADI scuba diving instructor. I live in Tobago. Simon and I, we go way back. We're really good friends. But I had no idea that he had come up. He used to work at he had let me see, Marine.
Ministry of Fisheries and
I think, I'm not sure how many years he was at Institute of Marine Affairs for,
Right.
but he worked at Institute of Marine Affairs for quite some time. And I think he left probably because he thought that he wasn't getting as much done as he would want to. He's highly motivated. And so he came up with the Lionfish Eradication Project as a necessary next step, because at that point we were starting to see what the lionfish issue was doing to other islands in the Caribbean. Places like Jamaica were not as lucky. They didn't know what was going on, and they allowed their lionfish population to explode. And they basically have to import fish now.
so this project, the Lionfish Eradication Project, was born out of a government agency.
No, this
Or
lionfish
while he was at
eradication
the
project was born after he left the
got it,
Institute of
got it.
Marine Affairs, and so he and I basically put our heads together and tried to make it a reality. He's based in Trinidad. I'm based in Tobago. And the thing is, it is the Tobago Lion-fish Eradication Project because Tobago is completely surrounded by coral reefs.
And that's where the problem is
That's
showing
the
itself to be more
problem
serious.
Is more serious. But as I said, there's a lot of coral reef in Trinidad as well, just not as much. And yes, the lionfish problem is also very prevalent in Trinidad waters.
Can you make lionfish sushi?
You can make lionfish sushi. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Lionfish on the dive boat, in between dives.
Ceviche and sushi
Very
and thing.
often we will fillet a lionfish, like literally almost while it's still alive, and we'll go ahead and cut that into strips, dip them in the salt water,
Right.
and eat that. And it's fantastic.
Wow.
I squeeze a little lime on it.
Well, next time you come, I'm going
I
to
will
make sure that
bring-
we need some appetizers.
Of course. I'm telling you, man.
Cameron and I would love that.
The thing is, a lot of people, there's lots of stakeholders involved. There's people who catch the fish and the processing.
yeah.
And then there's a lot of people who do amazing, culinary, inventions and alterations. And the lionfish, as I said, is very versatile. So I have worked with people who have done lionfish in ways that would blow your mind.
There's no lionfish in Storby. None of those Storby
I'll tell you
restaurant.
I'll tell you who buys lionfish from me. Restaurants where the owners are often the chefs,
Right.
people who are in the know, who are conscious, and who've had an experience, who've sampled lionfish and who can say how lovely it is. But Chef Khalid Mohammed
Yeah.
at
yeah.
Show
Yeah.
Cafe is one of our best customers.
Fantastic.
He's one of our newer customers, but that just goes to show how it's popularizing.
But that's exactly what I was saying before. Is it needs to be on menus. So
Yes.
it's I'm glad to hear that it is.
Yeah.
It is kind of being used in that way.
Absolutely, but the thing is, at the moment, it's only reached the stage where it's been featured. It's
Right.
not a regular
Right.
part of the menu, and this is one of the groundbreaking restaurants in Trinidad. Tobago is a different story. We have Z's Grill Shack, which is rated as one of the top restaurants in Tobago.
Nice.
The owner is the chef, right? And he's a friend of mine as well, and he's one of our best customers. We also provide lionfish for Brown Cow,
Right.
which is a fine dining excellent a restaurant par excellence in Tobago,
Right.
in Crown Point. So we work with a few people.
Well, that's
We
good.
work with
So
Blue,
presumably will continue. Blooms?
Blue,
Blue. Blue.
in Tobago, another restaurant attached to Crown Point Hotel.
Because I know there's a meat shop.
Blooms.
Yes.
I am going to approach them.
That could be interesting because they service quite a good clientele. They have
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
and they have a lot of quality stuff that they
Absolutely.
and I'm sure that they would love
The
a
thing is,
local
though-
option.
The thing is, though, the supply.
Right.
So we're still at the stage where we have to be careful. We're saying, okay, we need more demand, but we also need to be in a position where we
Where
can
you can
supply
sell,
that
yeah,
demand.
yeah.
So Simon, Teixeira, and myself are trying to turn the Tobago Lion-fish Eradication Project into an NPO.
Right.
And hopefully we'll get there soon. And when we do, we'll be able to access more support. And when we access more support, then we can try and get more trapping
Materials and stuff.
so that we can harvest more efficiently. And then we'll be able to supply the growing demand
Right.
in a way that doesn't topple people's interest. Because if it gets really popular and everyone wants lionfish and then you can't get it,
Well, that
then
yeah,
it's,
but
it's
may
going
not.
to make you go backwards.
Yeah, I mean there is a marketing appeal to that as well, where exclusivity is a driver.
Absolutely. And that is a big part of it because even if we do get support, we're not going to be able to bring lionfish down to be competitive with things like plumhead and shark and
Right.
things like that.
So the traps, I just want to connect all the dots here. Right now, it's primarily harvested via scuba and the spear.
That's right.
With traps, would make it more efficient because now it's not just one, and you're not just catching,
Yeah.
10, and then if the session finish, you're catching plenty in the traps.
That's right.
It becomes more efficient to catch.
Yes.
Which means that presumably it will be cheaper.
Yes.
Or it could bring the cost down a little
It'll
bit.
bring the cost
so as
down.
opposed to $30 a pound, you may be able to get it to $20 a pound.
And then if it's subsidized,
Yeah.
then we can bring the cost down even more. And then more people will be able to access it. And then more people will eat it. And then we can legitimize controlling the population more effectively.
Any other seafood or seafood harvesting, are they subsidized as well?
No.
No. But then none
they're
none
not
are
invasive
that was
alien
what to say.
species,
Yeah.
which are going to cost the country far more
Right.
in the future if the problem isn't taken care of now. So it makes sense
Yeah.
for the government to
Get involved.
get involved.
Yeah.
And any corporate entities who are interested or who would be affected by Trinidad and Tobago becoming a nation that has to import fish, they should get involved as well, and as quickly as possible.
Food security is that's such an important conversation that I don't think happens
Yeah.
in enough circles. I know it's happening, but not in enough circles.
Not in
because
enough circles.
I know that and I'm not an economist. I don't import food. I'm not a distributor, but it's clear as day that it's unsustainable, the amount of food that we import.
Absolutely.
Because there's going to come up a point, and it's not that far away, where we don't have the US dollars to import the things that we need.
That's right.
We need to invest in infrastructure here for food security.
Absolutely. And we have to make things sustainable. We have to encourage sustainable growth here. We have to make sure that we try and feed ourselves. We have a vibrant fishing industry that we need to protect. And we have to be very careful because the global fishing industry is in tremendous peril.
Right.
We need to become aware of what we can do in our own backyard to help the situation.
And I'm sure that the pollution isn't helping.
Pollution is
The oil spills, we did speak about. I mean, we spoke about it briefly because a couple of weeks ago we had the author of this book,
Yes.
Anjani, which I know you said you had
That's right.
known her as well.
Yeah, I know.
That was a great conversation because we spoke about, and I think it'll be out, I think next week, and then this episode will be the week after. But we spoke quite a bit about it, and she couldn't touch on it because she didn't really understand, the policies that affect any governments and the government oversight or lack thereof that kind of creates these situations or allows these situations to happen with the oil tanker in the ship graveyard that's filled with old diesel or something to that effect. I'm not versed in it, but it's
Yeah.
just it's unfortunate.
Have you spoken to Gary Aboud?
Not yet, not yet. I mean, I've spoken to him,
Yeah.
in
I mean, had him on
conversation.
the podcast.
I haven't had him on the podcast yet. I mean, I'm
drum
sure that
roll.
he will have a lot of
Drum roll.
facts. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of facts and details for us.
one there.
That's a good point. I should reach out to him.
But he's a very good example of what private citizens can do
That's true.
to create awareness and improve awareness. Just talking about things, showing things, being passionate and concerned about things. I mean,
That's why. Can I be completely honest? That's why I started this podcast.
yes.
It's just to have conversations, the things that I find interesting,
Yeah.
or that may be important at a
And the
particular
people
time.
need to talk about
And the people need to at least hear about it, And I hope that we can continue to do that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, give me some fun facts about lionfish.
Oh.
What's your favorite way to eat lionfish?
Well, I'm a bacon lion kind of guy.
Right. Well, now that's what I want to eat now.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
I
telling
love you know what's really good as well? I eat the aloe pie with the shark or the shrimp in it.
Okay.
Because I think that, I mean, the aloe pie is just a lot easier to eat.
Yeah.
But I would love to try that. Aloe pie and
With lionfish.
With lionfish.
Yeah, absolutely. Lionfish, it knocks your socks off. Anyone who has tried lionfish that I've procured for and sold to have only had rave reviews.
You said it's close to snapper. Snapper is kind of like that delicate fish
Yes.
that has a really nice taste to it by itself, but you add something like garlic and garlic butter, or you grill it, or green seasoning, anything like that, and it accepts the flavors well.
Yes.
It's similar in that respect.
Quite right. Exactly.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
I didn't eat
I'm
breakfast.
telling you, mouth-wateringly good.
My mouth is watering right
And
now.
it's fluffy and white. It's the most beautiful looking fillet, and it's a real kind of it's a potential melt in your mouth. Tender. Yet it holds together well, so you can grill it,
Right.
you can fry it, you can bake it. The thing is, some people started ordering whole lionfish. And after we'd been doing the Lion-fish Eradication Project for a few years, and that for me was a small victory, because previous to that, in the beginning, most people ordered fillet
Right.
because they were like, we don't want no bone. We don't want no bone in that.
Right.
That's the bad thing, the bone.
And everybody was scared of it
Yes.
initially before the
Now
awareness.
people realize they can pop a lionfish in the oven, stuff it, and bake it like a snapper.
Once, well, you cut off the spines.
You cut off the spines, obviously. So we sell lionfish now whole cleaned as well as filleted.
But is it like a procedure of the Lion-fish Eradication Project? Is it a procedure like you must cut off the spines, or do people want the spines?
Sometimes people buy the lionfish with the spines.
Wow.
For instance,
Intentionally.
Chef Zenon from Bronco Restaurant recently did a lionfish expo and wine tasting event.
Right, very nice.
He did like 12 amazing hors d'oeuvre dishes with lionfish. And he bought a few lionfish to
Whole.
create a display
Yes,
with
yes,
their
yes, yes.
spines, and they were on a bed of ice as if they were swimming in a sort of a
Right,
yin yang
right,
kind of.
right.
It was cool. Also, we don't sell the spines, but we give them away to artisans, jewelry makers,
Wow.
who then use the spines to create amazing pieces, beautiful earrings, pendants, chains, and not just the spines, but the fins as well. which
Right.
are extremely ornate, very colorful. It's an amazing pattern. It's a beautiful, beautiful fish. And at the same time, it's got a sort of a bulldog like face.
Yeah.
Face like only a mother could love kind of vibe. So it's an interesting combo, and then, of course, it tastes great.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if we had the most or one of the most successful invasive alien species known to people, and they didn't taste good, we'd be in real trouble.
Yeah, that'd be an issue.
At least the lionfish tastes good. So we have a possibility. We have time, not much time, but we have some time. A conversation like this helps a lot because awareness spreads.
Mm-hmm.
We're also hoping, as I said, to become a non-profit organization, and therefore we will be able to access more support, and hopefully we will get the trapping project off the ground, and it'll develop in sort of sync with the growing demand.
Right.
You know, and I'm thinking
It's
that
kind of a balance.
it's a balance, you know, as I said. So Chef Khaled, hopefully he calls and orders more lionfish because
Nice.
he wants to do another special. And then eventually, hopefully we'll be able to supply lionfish for restaurants all over Trinidad and Tobago who will feature it in their menu as a permanent item.
Yeah.
You know, and then hopefully we'll be able to bring the price down once we access a little more support. And then everyone will be able to afford lionfish.
Right. Right.
You know?
So it's you need to build up so that it could be more affordable, and then you could be everywhere. On
Absolutely.
the shelves in Massey.
Yeah.
In the freezer section in Massey.
Exactly.
Right.
And of course, lionfish looks more like tiger fish because of the stripes.
Right.
You know, so some people like you to package the lionfish if
Skin
it's
on.
whole with like the ornate pectoral fins.
Right.
And the skin on.
Skin
so you
on. I could
the
see the
stripy
skin on
pattern.
being
Oh,
an
yeah.
attractant. Yeah.
Absolutely, for packaging it is, definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the conversation, man.
Man, absolutely.
Listen,
It's been a real pleasure.
I still maintain, even though, I want to have this podcast is, to have conversations like this for myself to learn, other people to learn, but it's really, they never stop learning.
Yeah.
And I get excited by that because I get to learn about something new almost every episode, pretty much every episode thus far.
Yeah.
And either about the person or an industry or whatever the case is. So it's been nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on again. And
Fantastic.
I'm going to hold you to that next time you come on. We have to have some lionfish appetizers or
Absolutely,
sushi
man.
or something.
Absolutely.
Even just a frozen filet. I'll cook it home.
Yeah, nice. All right.
Man,
Done.
take care.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Quite right.
Yeah, man.